Hello, everybody. This is Corbinik with this week's podcast, and today I'm brought to you with Burke163.
Hello.
What the fuck just happened to my computer? Shadow Wolf
Hello.
and Gerd14.
And this
Hola.
episode is brought to you by Pizza Hut and Bed Bath & Beyond.
And this episode is brought to you by Why Is My Computer Changing Themes? But on today's episode, we all tried playing all the way through a game called Out of This World.
And I beat
As
the
selected
game
by
because I'm
Burke.
not a scrub.
Yeah, selected by Burke. Burke will no longer be picking games either.
Pretty soon, nobody in this podcast will be selecting
Except
games.
me, because I picked the greatest games in the world.
Oh, shut up, Corb.
Burke, you did some research on the game. What consoles was this game released on?
A shitload.
Yeah, I have like a big, long list. It was
Show it
released
open.
on Amiga, the Apple II GS, the Atari ST, DOS, the SNES, Mac OS, 3DO, Mega CD, the GBA, which is not an actual official release. Actually,
It became official.
it became official, but it was originally wasn't official. The mobile phone,
Damn,
it was a
that's
Symbian
lot.
OS. And it's on Windows now because they got us a 15-year anniversary edition that you could buy for like $10.
All right, it is. I think all of us played it on the Super Nintendo version.
Yes, we did.
Which is slightly different than
Now-
the second version.
Yeah, there are a couple, and
There are
There-
a few gameplay differences and control
Yeah.
style differences, but the story pretty much stays the same.
I think it's exactly the same. I could
No,
be
it's
wrong,
not
though.
exactly the same. There are
Oh,
a few
it's
story
it's
differences.
the same really. The only difference is like it's just arranged a little differently. It seems.
All right, well, I think we should start with the bad things we thought about the game. The first thing to me is, it is probably the most difficult Super Nintendo game I have ever played.
Oh, bullshit. There are far more difficult Super
That
Nintendo
I've
games than-
played.
Another complaint is that if you're playing this game on the actual SNES and don't have save states,
Oh dear.
you might pop a blood vessel, as I almost did.
But I will tell you guys this. This game is freaking hard. And it's hard for some of the worst reasons, in all seriousness.
It's hard because there's no saving. Unless you're playing this on an emulator, which I don't condone, but you're going
Yes,
to do it anyway.
nobody in this podcast condones emulators.
Bullshit,
Nobody-
I do.
Nobody condones illegal gaming.
Yeah,
I
we all played it on the SNES,
But
and
I
Back
honestly feel like this is one of those games that's pretty impossible to beat without an emulator unless you like really take the time out and master every single part of the game and memorize it. Because
What you have to do anyway.
because
yeah,
it is full of instant. One hit from anything kills you. You have
And-
no health bar.
and it's
And in
also
all
the fact that
seriousness, you can die on the first screen because you're confused at all hell on what you're going to do.
Yep.
yes, and it's not even just that. It's also the fact that the way the game plays, it's almost like if the game assumes you know what you're supposed to be doing. Where it's not very friendly towards like the
Casual player.
casual player. Like if there's one section in the game where if you're playing in the actual SNES, you can literally not even break the game. You can literally make it so you can actually progress forward in the game. Because there's a certain part where you're supposed to shoot the bottom of a piece of rock so that it jets upwards and makes a path. But if you do that before you're supposed to, you are trapped in that little area and you cannot escape.
And
Yep.
if you're not using save
It's
states, I think that
almost
requires
it's
that you
almost
start
as
the
good as a game
over.
screen.
Well, I think the game has code.
Well, the
Yes.
password
You
system.
die
Yeah.
in this game, you are given a password, and you can use this password to continue at the start of the section where you currently are.
I don't know if any
Down
of you are
at
like
it,
me
you know,
that hate the
they're very
password system.
Passwords, you pretty much have to write them down because it's I'll be frank, I'm a total noob, and I'm new to the password system. I know I shouldn't say that, but I can never remember the second area password. I think I finally got it down to HTDC, but trust me, it's passwords need to burn it.
So if you're horrible like Gerda and don't know how to have a pen and paper, then this might annoy you. Luckily for me, I had a 64, and I used to play with my dad, Quake 2 and Quake, and since I kept losing my memory
That
thingamajiggy,
red thing that you put in the middle of your Nintendo 64.
no little pack, the memory pack on the
Game
controller,
Oh,
pack.
oh yeah, I remember those.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They were
I had
terrible.
to write down all my passwords on a piece of paper after I beat a
Which,
level.
if you're not used to the game Punch Out, and
What about
then
Mega
you-
Man?
Oh,
Oh,
God,
Punch
yeah.
that was
Out
the
definitely, yeah.
Doing this, a bunch of old NES games are known for doing this. But the thing is, you had lives, you had continues, at
Well,
least kind of.
Was Out of the World a newer Super Nintendo game? Like, I mean, was it like one of the originals?
Let's see here.
Because
It was released on the SNES.
most
95, so
Nine-
no, this was like mid SNES
which
era.
is weird
1992.
because
1992.
which is weird because they got rid of the password system early on. I remember what game was it? Mega Man, whatever. There was like the last Mega Man game to use the password system on the Super Nintendo.
Which would have 7.
Yeah, and then no other game really used it anymore.
See, I think it might have been technical issues because the reason that the creator of this game originally had this idea was because he was impressed by the animations and the Dragon's Lair for the Amiga, and then he had the idea that he could create a similar effect on using vector outlines with less computer storage, which will lead me to believe that there were some technical limitations with the SNES, and which might explain the whole password system and not just saves, not just having saves.
Well, that brings me up to another point, which could be a good or a bad thing. The game is extremely short. Now,
Well, it's short,
If you're
but just
good at the game, it's short.
Yeah.
Okay.
well,
if
no,
you've mastered
no,
everything,
going through the whole game is short. Messing up doesn't count. I mean, if you just progress with the story,
the game is stretched out due to it. The game is
stretched
stretched out due to its difficulty.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the bad thing about it. It's so difficult that it's normally somebody's beaten in 15 minutes, but he was mastered the game. But for somebody who hasn't mastered the game, it took Burke a whole week.
Well, to be fair, I played it for like a day,
Oh,
then I put it down, then I played it today, and it took me like 2 hours to beat it.
okay, so
but
it's
a
like
lot-
a couple hours. We'll say about 3 hours.
Yes, that's about right, 3 to 4 hours.
All right, and I mean, I got probably 1/3 of the way there. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
between 1/3 and a half.
Yeah, around.
Whereas I am still on level 2.
Gerda, you're bad.
Yeah, I played off and on for about 3 days, and I'm towards the end.
So,
And
yeah,
it's really a shame.
us.
I mean, it's really a shame that it's really that difficult because the game is it's a really great game. It's just that once you reach that point where you're beginning really, really frustrated, it's hard to look past that frustration and see that the great game that it lies behind that.
Because there is a good game here. There seriously is. There's a lot of decent elements imported in here. The survival, the basic action, but I find that the gameplay itself just isn't all that entertaining. Well, the gameplay plays off on the story angles a lot, making it, interesting, but the control, how you actually control throughout the world, just doesn't flow right.
I mean, one of the biggest parts I hated, and this is about what Brooks era. It's not very player friendly. When you get to the part where you do end up getting a gun, I didn't know that you could put up a shield. I was like, what are they doing? How come I can't do that? And then it became really simple, and I was like, oh no game, I see what you did there, and it's just, and it's so easy. It's not easy. You don't really get lost in that game so much as they don't tell you where to go. It's like playing one of the like Final Fantasy 2. They don't tell you where to go so that you just walk up a few spaces
It's
and
a-
fight level 90 Death Knights.
It's a very hardcore survival game,
Yes,
like platformer.
because as Burke said, on the first screen where you get to play, if you're not paying attention, you will die on the first screen.
I think that was Gerdat.
Oh,
I
yeah,
said
maybe
that,
it was
yeah.
Bernard then, yeah.
Although
I
I have
died
died
at least
on
3
that part.
times on the first screen because I'm like, wait, what? I'm playing now?
Yeah.
Hey, tentacle monster.
Yeah.
Tentacle
And
monster.
I really think a lot of the complaint about the actual game were how it seems like if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, that you will be wandering around and you will be punished severely for your noobiness at the game. It's the fact that the game was pretty much created on the fly. It was pretty much like, okay, and now I have to make level 1. It was a very improvisational
1
process.
second, guys.
Are we still recording?
Yes.
I think so.
So keep talking, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to mute myself for a second.
It's okay.
There's, like I said, there's a good game here, but I can't find it. Well, that's because I suck. But I'm moving on from the stuff that we didn't like, which there's not a lot of things that I really didn't like about this game. Sure, I have issues with the graphic style, but that's a personal opinion. The game, as we mentioned, is difficult, but it kind of has to be. I mean, it's an action survival game. It's supposed to be difficult.
It's difficult.
But
It's not difficult because it's a difficult game. It's difficult because the controls for it is very loose.
Even though it's actually, the controls are very basic, they at the same time they're like loose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just also combat is really difficult in that game just because of the controls.
Yeah.
Especially later on. I think that's really why it took me so long to beat it, was because later on, even if once the enemies started doing things past the basic point, it became ridiculously hard just because of the way the controls were.
I remember all the rage I had on the screen right after the first one, where those little leech things are there, and
Oh, yeah.
and I just had to learn that you kill those before
By kicking them.
That you kill those before you go, I guess, the first mountain lion type thing. You're supposed to kill those first because
if you don't
miss
kill
the
those
jump,
first
no, because
while you're running away, they kill you.
because the jump has to be so precise between them that if you miss it, they'll just do their instant kill sequence, and you're like, oh my god! I was close to breaking my keyboard the first time I played the game and had to do that until I learned just kick them before you freaking go that way, and then it
Also,
becomes easy.
I have more trouble with
Speaking of the
that
kick,
beast.
Speaking of the kick, a lot of the animations in this game do look between decent and awkward. The kicking animation on its own it feels incredibly stilted, and it doesn't have that much range, and it's not supposed to. I mean, it's a shuffle your foot. It's not really a kick.
That's because the visual style of the game is really the graphics for the game is really the guy creator of the game. He just recorded himself doing tasks, and he'll just like sketch over his live action.
I mean,
So it's very retroscope. I think is what it's called.
well,
Retroscope look.
I mean, I didn't really have problems with the animations, but that's probably because I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lately, and after seeing the commando knife animation in that game, I can't complain about any other animation in any other game.
I love my teleporting
your teleport
random
knife.
guys.
Your teleport knife. But I mean, the kicking animation is kind of awkward. I mean, it just looks like you're just standing there. You're not even kicking. You're just putting your leg forward. Like it's frame by frame.
Shuffle your foot at the enemy.
Do a dance at the enemy. You'll kill it.
I think for it being on the Super Nintendo, though, I think that they actually did a decent job with it.
I mean,
Yes.
Well, the overall animations are actually really
oh,
good.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
I'm just talking about
they
the
do
kicking
exactly what they need to do,
Yeah.
and they actually look decent too. But there are a few instances where it's like you guys could have put a bit more effort into this.
But I really do love the way the game looks. It's just the backgrounds. It's
Backgrounds, especially this game looks amazing for the SNES. This seriously looks like early PlayStation quality or like early N64.
I wouldn't go that far.
okay. Good. No.
I am gonna go that far. I'm gonna say this is like early N64 quality on the
You
background.
must have not played the Nintendo 64 a lot.
Good.
This is true. This is
I'd
true.
I'd probably say it does come subpar to the PlayStation.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean,
But-
it kind of looks like Super Mario Brothers. You know, for the original
It's not
Nintendo.
nearly as Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I have to digress.
Digression.
Digression.
It will be had on this podcast.
It doesn't look that bad. I mean, it looks kind of blocky though.
It's
Well,
fine
the
that it's
characters
blocky. It
look
looks-
blocky.
It looks really far out there. I'm looking at like one of the first screens right now, and I gotta say, it looks like there's a huge open world that you could theoretically explore. You don't get
to.
Mind you, but it
Nope.
looks like there is.
And I think I said this before, like back when Limbo first came out, that Limbo, the way it was, it reminded me a lot of this game, which I have only like previously played a little bit of, and I guess that's why I wanted to do it on this podcast, a podcast on it, just because it does have a style that's very recognizable once you actually see it.
I
So,
mean,
just for that era anyway.
uh, I mean, I don't really have a problem with the graphics. I think they're kind of cool, but it's just. eh. And the music was great, but Bert thought that it had the worst music in the world until he realized he was using a terrible Super
Well,
Nintendo.
I was using a cheap Japanese Super Nintendo. And that's why I was having, because literally it just sounded like random synthesizer notes and birds chirping, and then I realized that the music was actually made by John Williams. He composed the music for this game,
That is
and that
his
is
name, right? I hope that's his name, so we're not getting.
Yeah, I'm
yes,
pretty sure.
John
Yeah.
Williams. It is John Williams. John Williams said, hey, bro, I'll make music for your video game, and we have John Williams music in our Another World.
Actually, it's Jean-Francois Freitas.
What?
What,
The
Gernat?
composer is Jean-Francois Freitas.
That's
But I have
not
the-
the guy who did the Star Wars music.
This is true.
So Burke, you got the facts wrong, bro.
I didn't get the facts wrong. I just stretched the truth a little bit.
Stretching the truth and getting the facts wrong. That's
Also,
what we do.
Gernat, why do you gotta ruin my
Oh,
fun?
we've only been recording
Anyway.
for 6 minutes.
Let's try to get some of these facts right so our listeners can.
Yeah.
We have listeners.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Technically. They exist in our minds.
No, we have
Hello.
listeners. We have people
You
who
sure?
actually do listen to this. Yes.
Has anybody actually commented?
Yes. Now shut up. You're getting away from the point.
So anyway,
Paul
Yes.
does
Thank
exist.
you.
Getting back to the game. Burke again is the only one of us to actually have beat it. And what do you actually think about the story?
And I do beat it quite often. Okay, anyway. Oh, what was your question, Gernat?
What did you actually think about the story?
Good, I was laughing.
Oh, the story.
so what you think of it?
Well, apparently the story is you're some badass
We are an
guy.
athletic physician.
Yeah, you're some
Never thought I
badass
would
physician
actually use that sentence.
who drives a Ferrari. My first question is, how the fuck did you get a Ferrari?
He's
How
a
can you
physician.
afford
He
one?
gets paid up the ass.
Because he's a
Yes.
pro.
He's
He's a
using
pro.
cheat codes.
Yes, he's using cheat codes in real life because I'm like,
There.
how does he have a Ferrari? I don't understand. This doesn't make sense. This game is stupid. I hate
He's
it.
an athletic physician. He gets paid.
Yes, because obviously physicians get paid
Obviously they do.
out the ass.
Obviously.
But that's besides
Anyway.
the point.
That's okay. Back on the train tracks. So yes, he drives his Ferrari to his souped-up mansion, and
No,
he's
it's a lab.
whatever. He's working on his particle accelerator, and then lightning strikes his laboratory, and causing a teleportation of him into an alien planet.
And his desk.
Yes, in his desk. Wait, his desk also gets teleported.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That you see in the openings, the first sequence of the game that you get to play, that's the first time you played it, you know you're actually playing, so the tentacle monster killed you.
Oh, I didn't know this, but yes, and the story it's really a basic story, but also your name is Lester Knight Shaken.
Yes,
Right.
and there's at least two different intro cutscenes. You have the intro
Yeah.
cutscene that plays if you don't actually touch anything at the beginning, at least in the SNES version, and it actually is a diary of Lester,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. You know, it actually makes you feel like Lester was at least a kind of cool guy. And then
Which
you
is-
have the intro cutscene that plays if you use the password system and don't actually have don't actually know any of the passwords, and it won't let you back out for some stupid reason. I hate that. Yeah.
The only thing about Lester I didn't like is he kind of looks like one of those people that you'd find on a Nickelodeon sitcom.
This is true, but then again, it's more the FMV quality of the time, more than anything else.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
now
Oh, and Lester then. Sorry.
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, the story. And basically after that, what happens is that you are then escaping from a beast. You crash into some slavers on this alien planet. You give them the peace sign, and then they're like, "Lol, no." Then they shoot you,
Yep.
and they enslave you, and then they put a headband on your head.
And the rest of the story is spent attempting to escape from these from these aliens, attempting to go home.
Is it
Oh,
me-
and you have a alien companion who actually helps you
Who is
escape.
nicknamed Buddy?
Buddy,
Yes.
who has his own sequel.
Yes, he has a sequel. We didn't play that.
No, we haven't. Maybe we'll
that
do
might
it
be
later
a
in the
future
podcast.
episode. That might be a
Yes.
future episode.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If
Don't count
whenever-
on it. No,
Yeah.
seriously, don't count on it. We make no promises.
No, our next game's gonna be Maple Story.
Ugh.
Just
Run
kidding.
out of fire.
But now that we got a lot of the bad stuff out of the way, what are the things that you liked about the game?
I personally like the premise of this game. You know, you're a normal physician guy. Your lab gets struck by
Physician?
lightning, and then crazy shit ensues.
Physician.
You're a physician.
Yes, you're a particle physicist.
You said physician.
I did.
Physician.
Anyway, crazy shit ensues, and it's your job to escape from the planet.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
I mean, I like the basic premise of it, but it gets a little weird. Like, cause,
Dude, you're on an alien planet. Of course it's gonna get
Yes.
freaking weird.
but I know, but then it was just kind of and it was just random. But I liked it. I liked it
It's
from when I
random.
played.
It's random because literally the actual development of the game was completely random. The developer really just made the game as he went along, and he even mentioned that a lot of the levels mirrored his mood at the time. Like the first level, where he was very hesitant since he was just creating the game, where you can notice that the first level is very isolated and you're very lonely.
Lonely. You got leeches and a beast
Yeah.
and a tentacle monster.
That feeling of isolation, and you're on an alien planet, and there's nobody there to help you except your little buddy
Leeches,
named
except
Buddy.
your leeches,
Yes, your leeches who will help you.
and not poison your leg. You know.
Yes. I also love how the leeches just scratch your leg and then you die.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked the game a lot myself. I think it was. I think for him actually doing it randomly, he did a really well job. The storyline was
Really
kind
well
of cool, and I loved the music. I really did. I think that was really done to the T.
I think John Williams did a great job.
Yeah, yeah, that guy.
Shut
yeah.
up, Burke.
Also known as
Magnificent
Sean
job.
Random French Dude.
Shut up, Gurnett.
I liked the backgrounds. I hated the characters themselves.
Well, I thought the actual character animations and the cutscenes were good, but we're talking about that in the actual game. Because if in a very, should I be giving spoilers out? Okay, obviously
Yes.
our two listeners are gonna play this game and beat it. But around the end of the game, there's a fight scene between your little buddy and another guy, and you're hurt and you pull a switch and you basically fry one of them. And then I was wondering, like, how the hell do you know which one was your buddy, which one was, because they both look the same. Then later on, when I actually played the game, I realized, oh, the bad guy's eyes are red.
Derp.
That's how you know.
Derp.
Yes. Good guy's eyes are brown. Bad guy's eyes are
Are
red.
red.
I mean,
Yay!
That is a good lesson.
colors.
That's a good lesson for you kiddos.
It's
Anybody you
about
meet in
2
real
to 3
life,
pixels worth of difference.
yes. Anybody you meet in real life who has red eyes, get the fuck away or fry them with a
Ray
with
gun.
a ray gun.
Or kick them with your stilty leg.
Yes, your stilted legs. You know, I think that could have been a great storyline element where they could have explained that Lester. They could have explained Lester. The reason he kicks like that is because he doesn't really have legs. He has pegs because he lost his real legs in the war.
Except we're given the impression that he is an athletic physicist.
You can be an athletic physicist with two stumps.
Lies.
Dump.
You just
Then again-
can't jump over hurdles.
Which he can totally do.
Yes, but I'm working out the problem
I mean,
with this.
if you can build a whatever that device he made that transported him to that world, I'm sure he could build robotic legs for himself.
Let's
Oh,
also
he
not forget
could,
that
he
he's fucking
could.
rich, and he has a Ferrari, so he could probably just buy somebody to do it for him.
Yes, by a person.
I also like how the back of the Ferrari, the license plate on the Ferrari was Ferrari, so you knew it was a Ferrari. That it's like in-game marketing.
Yeah, especially
Okay.
for back then.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the game to say brought to you by Ferraris.
I was waiting for the middle of the game. I was waiting when I was in that the part where you're in like the vents and you gotta dodge all the steam. I was waiting till I found a sign that says "Go buy a Ferrari now." You know,
Yes.
you must go buy a Ferrari to finish this game. Your code to finish this game will be on your Ferrari's keys. You know.
Yes. You know, this would have been a completely different game if instead of a desk being teleported with him, it would have been his Ferrari.
Why?
Not really.
That would have been funny. The car just teleports into the water, and
Wait, it teleports into the water and it lands on top of you.
yeah,
Game over,
yeah,
man. Game over, man.
No, the ending of the game should just been a commercial for Ferraris. I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, I would have loved that. That would have been a great commercial.
No, we look like we're marketing Ferraris. Get the
Yeah.
red one.
We do not
Well,
endorse Ferrari in any
We have
way.
animes that endorse
form.
Pizza Hut.
What?
Code Geass. CC,
This is about out of this world, not random animes.
the name of this podcast is Random Podcast of Awesomeness.
But
Random.
it's about video games.
Yeah,
But
we
it's
talk about video games.
Well, this is kind of they made a video game about that anime, so it's
Ew.
still
Yeah,
no.
but we're talking about
Out of this world.
a specific game.
Burke, you try and change the subject too much.
Yes, I do. You mad?
Speaking of the FMV cutscenes, shameless trying to get back on topic, I really do like the FMV cutscenes that are here. I mean, the multiple prison ones that I saw, you know, where you're actually in the cage and you realize, well, now I gotta actually get out of here. And this guy seems decent at least. He's not trying to rip off my skin or anything. And then the one at top of the prison tower that actually lets you look out onto the cityscape. I'm like, cool, there's an actual cityscape.
Oh no, wait.
Now how the hell do I get
of,
out?
Speaking of the cityscape, those towers look like penises. Just saying.
It's a very phallic game.
Phallic, lol.
Very phallic.
You gotta make the
That just tells you a lot about the developer.
Oh god.
I think at that point in the game that the actual level design mirrored the developer's horniness, which is why we have those phallic cityscapes.
So we had the city of penis.
Shadow, save us. What did you think of the game?
Yes, Shadow. What do you think about the game?
I really liked the game. It's the cutscenes, like you were saying, they were really well done, and like being able to see the city and like know it's actually there, and it's not just some linear game where you just walk through it. That's actually a really cool element about it.
Well, it fakes being non-linear because
Yeah,
it
it
seriously
fakes it,
is
yeah.
entirely a linear game.
It seriously is.
Yeah, I mean, they make you think that you're going the wrong way when in reality you are going the right way.
I don't know if Greta remembers, but when I was playing it earlier, I kept telling him that it seems like I had a choice I could make. What? In the game. Did Greta just leave?
No, I'm here.
Alright.
Shadow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a certain section in the game where it seems like you have a choice, but in reality, those choices,
If you choose
in
wrong,
air
you
quotes,
die.
yes.
In reality, the cake is a
it's
lie.
Yeah, it's a section where your buddy he gets captured. Well, not really. You walk inside a room and there's guys with guns, and your buddy he raises his hands up and saying, "Okay, don't shoot." What you can do is you think that you can leave him behind, but if you can't leave him behind because you need him to progress forward. Because I'm like, oh look, I can ditch my buddy and keep going. Then I'm like, oh wait, no, I can't. I need him. So then I had to go back and kill those guards that were capturing him.
My problem is they'll kill you if you try.
Yes.
The way you had to do it is you had to go. Don't you have to like go behind the stairs and go behind them?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
had to go behind. And
that took me. I got up to that part, and that took me so hard. I was like, "What am I supposed to do here?"
wait, you made it that far?
Yes.
Wait, that's way past the pipes.
Oh, maybe I just don't remember a lot of it then.
Yeah, Yeah, and then where your buddy he grabs you very enslaved style and throws you into another platform.
And then he breaks the hammock and you have to fall down after him.
Yeah, it's
Well,
crazy.
you jump down to the other one and you basically ditch him for 15 minutes.
And
Yeah, I love how he's hanging there for who knows how long.
I mean, the game. I mean, I know it's a short game. It wasn't a very budget-heavy game. It was just like a little look at this, play this. I'm a fun little game type game. But really, there was like no character development at all. Like I
Did
didn't.
you need character
No,
development?
but I didn't.
Seriously?
I didn't care for Buddy. Like I could have just let him die, and I would have been fine with it. I would have been like
Also-
another one dead for me, and then keep going on, But I was like, oh wait, I forgot he has plot armor on. I need him to advance the story. He's my plot ladder.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can say the same about Lester, but then again, plot armor doesn't work for Lester in a sequel.
No.
Sadness.
Sad. I'm sad about that. So
I
sad.
don't care. Lester was a dick anyway.
I don't know. What kind of a dick buys a Ferrari when you could buy a very friendly,
Sensible car.
Yeah, sensible car. You could buy a sensible car like
He could have
a
bought
Honda Civic.
A Honda Civic.
the
Yeah.
Civic. Yes, instead the fucking dickhead buys a Ferrari.
No.
I'm glad that happened to him.
I'm surprised they didn't get a Hummer and just pollute the air. What an asshole.
Yeah, he is an asshole. Fuck Lester. I'm glad
He's
he
a
died.
physicist. He could have made like a hovercraft.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
really pollute the air.
Ah.
But we
There are
digress too
other
much.
things that I haven't really touched on. Like, we've already said that the controls in this game were very loose, but there's a specific aspect of the controls that I simply can't stand. Because Lester is a rather athletic young man, he has the ability of crouching, and he can kick while crouching. And if you have gotten the gun, but at this point, when you crouch, you automatically hold out the gun. The problem is you can't actually turn around while you're crouching because the gun is locked in that position.
So
And you have to
basically,
put away the gun, but you can't put away the gun while you're crouching.
we have a Resident Evil 4 thing where you can aim your gun and actually move or walk.
Yeah.
But your main character, he does a barrel roll at one point in the game.
Barrel roll.
No, he does. He's like he's being captured. He kicks the guy with his weird animation in the knee. Then he does a barrel roll, picks up his gun and shoots him.
And you're like, no.
That sounds needlessly epic and awesome.
Yes,
It
it was
was.
actually.
Are you sure you didn't pass out?
I was, oh my god, this is amazing. And then I ejaculated within my pants.
It's a
But-
good thing we don't have a rating on this video.
Yeah, I know. Good thing we
Yes.
didn't make this for children.
Yeah, good thing children know. Good thing nobody actually watches this.
No, people watch this, and they're all
Actually,
gonna
yeah.
hear you, Burke. I'm gonna make sure your mom watches this, just so she can't understand what you're saying.
Actually, I might have somebody from work watching this, but that's not the point. I want somebody from work watches this, and I am immediately fired.
Hey guys, the people that works at Burke's job place, let that girl that he likes watch this video.
Shut the hell up, Corb.
Anyway,
Anyway, I wanna give a shout out to South10 Pa. Thanks, bro, for listening.
Yeah.
And the juice that get growed.
Are
thank
you
you to
Are you
bro.
on the Are you on the video right now?
No.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Shadow, save us.
Any other thoughts that we have on this?
I can keep talking and making sure that this is not a very kid friendly podcast.
Okay. Other than that, do we have
yeah.
any like?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, let me see.
Okay.
I really wish that the Ferrari would have been a different color.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start nitpicking now. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing that we're done at this point.
No.
Wait. We can probably keep going. I mean, the music. Okay, so
We already went
since
through the
I'm
music, didn't we?
well, yeah, but we didn't really discuss how epic it was and how when the actual fighting and running scenes are
What?
as good as mentioned. You know that there's a fighting scene because the music is very epic, right, Gerda?
Yeah. The music actually does reflect the mood of the current game. If you're being chased, it plays a chase tune. If you're trying to escape, it plays an escape tune. And there is actual ambience going around at points where nothing is actually happening on screen. It is, in all seriousness, a very good soundtrack. But I have to say, I didn't really notice it as I was playing. Burke wanted me to see if his Super Nintendo quotes was actually, screwing up on his audio soundtrack. So I loaded up mine, and mine was doing just fine. So we concluded that yes, his Super Famicom was screwing him over.
I'm never buying another Super Famicom from the Vietnam town here ever again. I
Wait,
thought
you bought it from
$5.
the Vietnam section?
Yes, I thought $5 was a deal.
Well, it is for a Super Famicom, but from the Vietnam section?
Yes, because nobody here knows, I live like very, very close to basically Vietnam town, and I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this, but in the background there's literally fireworks going off because the Vietnamese love their fireworks.
But getting away from the point, in Burke's Korean, Vietnam,
Vietnamese.
Vietnamese.
This video shall be heavily edited.
Yes.
No, it is gonna be uploaded like this in all its glory.
Yes.
But okay, we gotta stop getting off the point, Burke. It's you, and
This is a random podcast.
shut your mouth. And I mean, the music was good and all, but when I play games, I usually don't have the music on. I have the music automatically disabled on my Super Nintendo quote. Just because I usually use the speed up. Take from here, Gerdat.
That's usually how you know we don't.
He was able to mod his Super Nintendo with a triple turbo button,
Turbo graphics.
which allows him to actually, accelerate the frame rate to more than 60.
Yeah, change the sound. Yes, because obviously your Super Nintendo can disable sound. What we are saying
All we
is
have to do to that is turn the sound off.
I was going to say he mutes his TV, that's all.
Yeah, I just turn off. I just.
That's what he meant.
Yeah, I just mute my TV. I turn the volume all the way down. I like to concentrate when I play my video games.
That's what he meant. He did not mean he mutes the sound.
Yeah, because you can do that. The Super Nintendo doesn't have a mute feature.
We do not condone emulation, but we condone modding our systems.
We also condone Vietnamese super
Fireworks. Vietnamese fireworks.
Famicom, Corn. Famicom, you're ruining the joke.
Remember, kids, if you're going to emulate, make sure you own the game first.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, guys. I'm like really
Also,
dying here.
I know there was a point I wanted to make that I'm forgetting because I keep taking myself off track. Or, actually, no. Corb is the one taking me off track.
I'm not doing
You are
anything.
off track.
I'm not doing
Yes,
anything.
Corb.
What are you talking about? I'm not doing
But
anything.
overall, I think this is actually a good game, and I would actually recommend other people to play it.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I can't really spread that recommendation mainly because I suck at it so much, and when I have to actually depend on Burke and Corb to tell me where the hell I'm supposed to go and then still not understand, it gets bad, okay?
Was that a shot at me?
No, it's not a shot at you, it's a shot at me. Because I
Wait,
I
there's
really
something to
do suck
discuss.
at this game.
And I wanted to clarify the story. And the story isn't really clarified in the first game, but it's clarified more due to the second game. And what really is going on that you are teleported on this alien world, and the reason that I don't know if anybody's noticed or anybody wonders, it's like, hey, that guy who's helping you, he looks exactly like all the other guys. Why is he helping you on the alien? Because you're not of that species. And what you find out is because he himself has been enslaved because his village, which he was in charge of, was taken over by the slavers and by a red-eyed alien. Which leads you to believe that in this world, we have the same
Doppelgangers.
species enslaving themselves. So we have like...
it's like a human planet.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh god, this can go in so many directions.
Let's not bring it
That-
to those directions. Though.
Yeah, so that's
It's
not...
a clone world.
It's a clone world.
Star Wars
Yes.
all over again.
Star Wars all over again. Freaking John Williams. But yeah. But if that's what you were wondering, that this is a very this road, well,
This
different.
is the road where they clone the stormtroopers, obviously.
Yeah, there's
No,
like a
but
stormtrooper
really,
factory.
I mean, but the thing is, though, there's not very they don't really dwell on whatever happens to that beast thing that follows you in the beginning scene either.
He got shot.
He got shot.
Oh, did he?
What more do
Yeah.
you want?
I wanted to see them eat him.
So you basically want a story about him.
Yeah.
You want like
I
you
wanted,
wanted
I
him
wanted
to
a
have
sequel about that beast's life growing up as a child, having to live through the harsh planet that he lived on through those leeches.
Then you
Yes.
make it.
I will.
All right.
Hey,
I
No,
expect
but,
an update in 2 weeks.
Okay.
yes. We want systematic updates every 2 weeks, or you will not receive
Otherworld,
your
the
money
beauty
from
of the
publisher.
beast.
I'm gonna make it for my Vietnamese Super Famicom.
Yes, your Vietnamese
Hey, he
family.
finally said it right.
Yes, finally. Also, there is nudity in this game. There's around the end of the game. There's a scene where no, just ass.
Oh, no titties.
You-
Yes, there's
You see-
partial pixelated nudity in this game.
Actually, yeah, in the scene where you're in your hectacon ship thingamajig, you shoot off in your pod, you crash that in a pool, and you see ass. Actually, this kind of reminds me of that poster from Pink Floyd. I don't know
That ass?
if Shadow will remember the poster where you see the ladies sitting by a pool and their backside it has tattoos of the previous Pink Floyd albums like Dark Side of the Moon
Yep.
or The Wall. That very famous poster. This reminds me of that very famous poster. I bet it was completely intentional.
It reminds me of that ass.
Yes. Oh, if you guys don't know, Corb has a friend over
Hey,
and
hey,
Yeah.
you wanna get kicked from the Skype ball, Bert?
he has just
Oh,
been...
come on. You targeted his pseudo-girlfriend. He gets
Yes!
to target yours.
What? Wait, it's not a
I
student
can
girlfriend.
end-
Shut.
I can end the call with this person right now, Bert. Okay, we're delving on into the game.
We're still talking about the game.
The game?
Apparently.
The game?
The game.
You lost it.
Damn it.
So bad.
Anyway,
Bleh.
final scores, guys.
27
Fun.
out of 10. No. But, seriously, from what I played, from what I remember, because I didn't really play it all this week, because I played through a lot of it before. From what I remember, no, I did play some of it this week.
It was too busy playing Where's the Penguin.
Yeah. No, but, no, fuck that game.
Oh.
No, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. No, 6.5. That's more about right.
Wow, harsh.
Berkwood? You.
Unfortunately,
I-
I'm the only one here that seriously does not like this game. I can't really recommend it to anyone because it's too difficult for me and I suck at it. And
I think you just butthurt because last week I ripped your game apart.
although I am disappointed that each of you ripped my freaking game apart, you asshole. That I wouldn't hold this big of a grudge on it. I'm gonna say
I believe
that
you would.
this is about a 5 out of 10 for me, mainly because I just didn't know what the fuck to do most of the time, and even after having it explained to me, I still was lost.
Berk, I bet
What?
you Grinnet has a dartboard with your picture on it, and he's just throwing darts at it right now.
Yeah, he's pretty mad. Isn't that
I
right,
don't
Gurnett?
have darts. I only have these sharp, pointy things.
Aw. I will probably give it a 8 out of 10.
Bitch, you
I'm
crazy.
kidding.
Bitch, go to the corner.
Actually, if I were to be really serious, I'll give it a 7.25 out of 10.
1.25, you're a fan.
Actually, no, 7.25 with a 5 out of 10 fraction out of 10.
Well, with that, let's
So
put
7.25 and a half.
and well, with that, let's put a pi symbol.
Yeah,
On a grade from A to F, I'd give it a B.
All right
Okay.
then.
How about we?
Shadow Wolf does not have
How
uniform
about we
grading.
put a
Wait,
how about
A
we
to
put a
F.
5 out of 10 fraction next to it too?
Yeah, so
But yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
That's about right.
Now that's a C.
that is a C. It's a pretty good score.
Who grades out of 1 out of 10?
We do. And
Oh, yeah,
IGN
I
does.
forgot Berk's a teacher.
Yes, I'm a teacher. This is my real life profession. That's why I will be fired from my job very, very soon thanks to this podcast. So guys, who's ever listening to this, if you are hiring, give me a call. I can be the best blank 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 you ever wanted.
Blank, blank, blank.
We even have copies of his pseudo resume.
Yes.
Insert nouns here.
Insert nouns here, folks.
All right, guys. This is Ben, Gurdette14.
Burke163.
Shadow Wolf.
Who said we were ending this? And this is
I
Corvinick.
did.
So are we
And,
ending this and keep this
This
going?
has been apparently Random Podcast of Awesomeness number 3. We hope to see you guys again next week, where we'll
We
be reviewing a game picked out by Corb.
Not me. 'Cause I'm never allowed to pick a game ever again. Apparently.
No, you're
Same
not.
here.
Next week, Corb will never be allowed to pick a game ever again.
Then
So,
Shadow and
so,
then
so
Cloud.
listeners, specifically, what the hell's his name?
Southpaw.
South 10 Pa. Maybe soon, once everybody on this podcast is never allowed to pick a game ever again, you will be allowed to pick a game.
Or cheese. Cheese listen.
Or cheese. Yes, cheese. Cheese will also pick a game.
Well, this is Corbinette kicking Burke out of the call. Whoops. And thank you for watching.